This is the Khmer Times News. My name is Paolo Bonini, and these are your headlines. An American report blasts Cambodia's human trafficking record. A man murders another man in a most horrific manner. And a wizard shoots himself repeatedly without any injuries, because he's magic. But firstly, to our headline story. The National Committee for Counter-Trafficking has expressed outrage over the US's 2024 report on human trafficking that accuses the government of not meeting the minimum standards for the elimination of human trafficking. The Ministry of Interior said this week, this report does not reflect the facts and is not thoroughly researched. Cambodia is one of the many victims of human trafficking, and Cambodia has worked hard to address many issues. And this strong rebuttal is due to some very strong wording in the report, as the Americans did not mince their words. What they said was, the Cambodian government does not meet minimum standards for the elimination of trafficking and is not making significant efforts to do so. The Cambodian government took some steps to address trafficking. However, flawed management and official complicity in trafficking crimes remains widespread and endemic. This involves tens of thousands of victims forced to work online in scam operations. The report went on to accuse of a cover-up, saying officials actively impede countervailing efforts, including undermining anti-trafficking law enforcement and victim protection efforts. Now, that is truly strong condemnation. And in response, the Ministry of Interior stated they had developed a 5-year strategic plan and said, in terms of the anti-trafficking effort, a negative report such as this can have an impact on foreign visitors and investment in Cambodia. And that is what it's all about. You see, with such a scathing report on slave labor, that kind of thing very much scares off any major investors, especially within, let's say, the garment industry. The last thing a global brand would want is to have any association of its brand in any way being produced by forced labor. And that potential association can lead to the loss of tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars to the kingdom's economy. On this week's Crime Desk, a man dies in a most horrific manner in a hotel room. There's a mystery creature out there that is slaughtering dogs. And we have yet another wizard story. Hurrah! So it's straight to the best story, which of course is wizard related. God, I do love a wizard story. On this occasion, this wizard has been told to stop posting videos on Facebook of him shooting himself. Yes, this wizard has a neat trick, and that is shooting himself in the head and surviving. Crikey. I wonder how he does it. Actually, I don't. Facebook and YouTube, being utter killjoys, have now removed the best ever video ever, and I cannot find it to show you. I have searched every single platform on earth, but alas, Mr. Knob, the wizard, has now been completely blocked. Hold on, just a moment. I need to clarify, I was not being rude there. His name is Knob. In full, it's Nob Cicada, to be exact. Now, Nob would also shoot himself in the stomach, and then as the camera zoomed in, to the surprise of absolutely nobody, he had suffered no injury from the gun blast. Now, Nob was pulled in by the police after numerous complaints, but it was shown he had a valid firearm license because he is also a military officer. And he did not injure any person, so he did not violate any law. So it's all good then. Well, no. As a few days later, senior officers in Phnom Penh got involved, and they had him arrested, stating the license was in fact not valid. Nob has now promised to stop shooting himself to show off his magic skills, all in the pursuit of more clicks on YouTube. Now here is another strange one. There is a mysterious animal on the loose in Prey Veng that is killing animals. And when I say killing them, this mysterious predator is ripping their bodies apart. Residents of Sva Reng said just a few days ago they spotted an animal that looked like a dog, but was extremely large and was a jet black in colour. It also had a most peculiar tail, somewhat like a fox's tail. The first attack was when a dog was found dead, with a broken neck and both its intestines and ribs torn apart in a most brutal manner. And the killing rampage went on, as in a very short amount of time, the unknown animal had attacked and killed another 11 dogs, equally in a horrific manner, ripping out their soft fleshy organs and then eating them, before it slipped back into the anonymity of the night. A further 2 dogs this week have been attacked and killed, again with their intestines, livers, lungs feasted upon, and most curiously, injuries to their throats, which, if cryptozoologists are to believe, matches up with the legendary chupacabra. Evidence at this point is scarce, but people have reported seeing paw prints. The authorities concluded that the animal was a feline and came from the forest, but so far have not identified this animal. And our last story on our crime desk this week is horrifying. Firstly, let me offer you some advice. Never, and I do mean never, get into a row with this guy, because he is someone who will take any slight really personally. For he has been arrested for dousing a Chinese gentleman with gasoline and then setting fire to him. Now, just imagine how painful that is. The English Queen, Mary, Queen of Scots, known as Bloody Mary, used to burn people. And there are a lot of eyewitness reports as to the effects of someone being set ablaze. And those accounts are truly horrifying. Often, they do not die for up to an hour, and witnesses say victims die in an excruciating pain, one that is almost unimaginable. The police have now arrested Mr. Kun Tae, a 34-year-old Cambodian of Kompong Chan province. And during his interrogation, the suspect confessed to the crime, saying that he had doused his victim with gasoline and set him on fire over disrespect and a minor financial dispute. But what is incredible is the attacker did not take his victim to a quiet place in the scrubland of the countryside. He bound him and set fire to him in his hotel room. And the blaze was fierce enough that the victim died on his way to hospital. At current, a court date is yet to be set. Now here is a nice headline to end our show this week, and that is Cambodia is winning the battle against HIV/AIDS. And that is based on a very sound finding, one that shows Cambodia is now ranked 11th in the world for its efforts in dealing with HIV, according to the National AIDS Authority. Now, you may well be a pessimist and say 11th out of how many? What, 20? Well, no. Cambodia ranked 11th out of 196 countries globally. And for a country on a limited budget with limited resources, that is a mighty fine achievement. Chair of the National AIDS Authority explained that although the number of new HIV infections and deaths remains relatively high, Cambodia is recognised as one of the top countries in the world due to the steps it has taken to progress and the progression that has been made over the past few years. The government policy aims to reduce the number of new infections to less than 200 per year. And there is some way to go, as according to an NAA report, there are about 4 people infected by HIV every single day. That's 1,200 new people catching AIDS every year. And they are added to the 76,000 people already living with AIDS within Cambodia. But to me, the most frightening number is it is estimated there are 12,000 people infected with HIV and they do not even know they have it. So the advice is the same as it has ever been. It's short and it's simple. Safe sex saves lives. It's time to have a look ahead and see what the weather has in store for us next week. And here is the weather, and what we see right across the board, pretty much 5 days out of 7 in fact, is lightning storms. We had the mother of all storms here in Siem Reap last week. So much water in fact, it got through my roof, through the concrete and down into my master bedroom. Oh dear. So this week I've got the builders in doing the repairs. And it is rain, and hopefully it'll be more localised, not right across the entire country, of course. But there is something that will be consistent, and that is the high temperatures. The temperatures will be reaching, quite incredibly, still as high as 36 degrees. This has been the Khmer Times News. Please do subscribe and comment and stay up to date with all the breaking news by following us on both Facebook and Telegram. This has been Paolo Bonini, and that was the week that was. I'll see you next weekend for your weekly Roundup.